Hey guys, this is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and in today's video we're going to go over books that I've been picking up over the last month or so from places like Facebook Marketplace and WhatNot. Now, I've been trying to break these videos down into smaller segments. I realize that a lot of my videos go on for an awful long time, so I thought that when I get a chance I'm going to try to break them down a little bit shorter, and hopefully it'll be something that everybody can enjoy. You don't have to sit there all day and hear me ramble on or anything. But in today's video we're going to go over things that I picked up from, like I said, Facebook Marketplace and from WhatNot. And I've been off WhatNot for the last 4 months. I had probably purchased way too much at the end of last year, and I've pulled back because I was finding that it was bidding on things that I really didn't need, and even though they were good spec values and things I'd like to have in my collection, I was realizing that you're really just spending way too much money on stuff that may not end up having a lot of value later down the road. Now, a lot of it did, and it was of course valuable, but even when I bought these books here, you'll see in this collection, a couple of those you're kind of like, well, what are you doing? You don't necessarily need to keep adding more and more extra copies of that. They are books that maybe have a little bit of value, but you just keep adding up and spending more and more money. So again, I'm pulling myself off of WhatNot an awful lot and trying to be a lot more selective moving forward. But let's get into it. We're going to start with Facebook Marketplace, because I want to talk about that. This is the first time I've actually did anything on any of those groups on Facebook. I've joined those groups over the last year. I see a lot of things for sale. I've actually tried my hand at selling some things on there. I've had some people inquire about them. Unfortunately, on the ones that they were interested in, I'd actually already sold them on eBay. But I had, I keep trying, and I keep looking at the format on there to see if it's something I want to explore further. But I think I picked up some pretty good things here. So let's go off with this one order here. I picked up the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man #1, but this is the free comic book day edition. And what was nice about this order, for the most part, these were all really very inexpensive books. I didn't pay a lot for this order at all, considering that this book might be a few dollars more, as well as this one. This is Spider-Man #1, the first meeting of Peter Parker from our universe. I say it like it's our universe. I guess 616 and the Ultimate Universe. And this one especially, I didn't pay a lot for this at all, but it looks in really nice shape. This was Spider-Man 2099, the first edition, the first copy. And I don't remember getting this one, but I think he threw this in. This is Extreme Carnage Alpha. I don't think this was one of the ones I ordered, but that's okay. And then I've got, from the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man run, I've got issues 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 7. And that all came from one seller and I said a really good price. And I didn't want to get into an expensive order to begin with, because I wanted to try it out to make sure that being able to send money via PayPal to people and things like that, I hadn't done it a lot. I wanted to make sure it was okay, and this ended up being a very good transaction. I think what I'll do is I'll try to keep a record of who I'm buying from, so I have a history with them that somebody I can probably do future business with. So these are all pretty good. Couple of books in there that I'm going to be really interested in getting into CGC. Of course, that Spider-Man 2099, maybe the Spider-Man book as well. If it's as clean as it looks so far, I think I'll end up sending it in. Now, this is one that I spent a little bit more money on, but I got a really good price on it. This is Something's Killing the Children. I think what is this? Third print? You'll have to. It's either third or fourth. I can't remember. I don't have my notes in front of me here, but I got this for a really good price, and I had done a lot of research on a lot of these early Something's Killing Children's, and if you can pull a 9.8 or a 9.6 on these, you've got a really good return on investment. And this is one that it's really clean. There's one little spot on the back that I'm hoping will be forgiven by CGC. I'm not sure. That's why I'm saying that this may end up being more of a 9.6 than a 9.8, but it is super clean on the front and with just a little speck really on the back. So again, this was another Facebook Marketplace, and transaction went through fine. Got the book fine. It was the largest box I'd gotten for books in ages, yet it had one book in there. I mean, I think he took every bit of shipping material he had in the house and put it into one box to protect it. So that was really good. I was really cool to have that. All right, what I've got here then is just a pile of books that I've got from WhatNot, and again, didn't really expend too much on these, but they add up, and it adds up because, and then like if you do a lot of orders from one buyer, that's fine. You pay your one big shipping fee, and then for every other book it's another dollar. And if you don't think about it too much, but then 5 or 6, 7, 8 books, 10 books, and all of a sudden your shipping that you're paying is outrageous. So I'm just going to go through these and I'll show you what I got. This is Detective Comics 1055. It is a 1 in 20 variant cover, and I just kind of like the cover on that. I thought that was kind of neat. And then this was a copy of Captain America 241, that classic meeting with the Punisher. This bag is so dirty, and the book looks a little dirty too. I didn't spend a lot on this, and I know this can be a rather valuable book, so I'm going to take this as an opportunity to try clean this and get this in a much better shape. And then I picked up a issue number 16 of Department of Truth, and for the life of me, I don't know why I ended up getting this at the time. Just blanking. Alright, and then I picked up Marvel Tales number 16. And I love these old Marvel Tales, especially the really old ones, because they reprinted the really old Spider-Mans. And actually, the ones that they were reprinting at the time, the books weren't that old when they were reprinting these. But this is really nice. I really love these things. They are square bound books, and I haven't really cleaned and pressed those, but this was a few dollars. I think I paid $8 for that. So it wasn't that expensive, but we'll see. This may be a book that I may try cleaning and pressing and see how I do with the square bounds. Alright, I picked up another copy of Something's Killing Children number 12. And I've had good success with that one. I know I got at least 198 that came back from CGC on that. Let's put these down for a sec. And one of my favorite What If issues was number 35. This is the What If Elektra Had Lived with Frank Miller. Actually, I think he actually did the artwork on this too. So that was kind of neat. And then I picked up a copy of Battlestar Galactica number 1. And it's funny, I just recently, this last few days, I've been seeing that this is a hot issue all of a sudden. So picked that up, and it wasn't expensive at all. Picked up another copy of the regular issue, Heroes Reborn number 1. And I'm not really sure why I picked that up. I think I was just adding it to the order. I actually really enjoyed this series more than I kind of expected. So picked up another one of that. Issue 167 of Spider-Man, and I can even feel it here. This issue is a little rough. This is going to need some tender loving care. I'm probably going to have to put this into the moisture bath and do a lot of cleaning on this one to get this out, but we'll see. Alright, in this particular order, I picked up another copy of Spider-Man number 2. Now this is from a different seller. Of course, the other one was from Facebook Marketplace. This one's from WhatNot. Set these down. And you know I love my facsimile reprints. It's the first time I've had this. This is 182. The, I guess technically third appearance of Wolverine, or second cameo. But I thought that was neat. You know, I'm a sucker for facsimiles like that. This is issue 155. I love the cover on this. The colors look a little faded, but for $4, I didn't mind having an old low-grade copy of that one. And then Avengers West Coast number 55. I love the John Byrne artwork at that time. Just a throw in. Love the art, love the stories from the West Coast Avengers, John Byrne. Now this is a little bit older Thor 210. This was actually 211 and 212 were the very first Thor books that I ever read. Those were my books that I got. I remember, but I don't think I ever had number 210. And I think I got that just because I know it led into the next issue, which I remember the cover of. And I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. I've never read that story. Let's go ahead and get that. All right, I got another West Coast Avengers. This is number 43, and this is, of course, leading into the classic now White Vision, the storyline. This is all part of that storyline where the Vision gets dismantled and comes back as the White Vision. Okay, and then I picked up, this is Batman Detective Comics number 1. This is the New 52. And I've got my own personal copies in at CGC at the time. Now, I had sent that in more than 8 months ago, and they're working on it. It was part of an order that I had sent in to them to work on. I guess the CCS is working on them. And it had some value. If I had to do it all over again, I would have done the cleaning and pressing myself and sent this in. And I think that's sort of why when I saw this, I'm going to do this, and I'll do it my way this time. Picked up a copy of Spider-Woman number 45, and it's got a interesting green Spider-Man there on the cover. And then I picked up a few copies of Catwoman from the Adam Hughes covers, number 68, 54, and 64. And I don't think any of these are key issues, but they are Adam Hughes covers, and there's a little bit of value in that alone, so I went ahead and picked them up. Again, these are books that are $3 a piece. Of course, they're really $4 a piece by the time you start adding up all the shipping. So, again, costs can get out of hand on WhatNot a little quick. This is a little bit earlier Thor, 196, and I just threw that into the order. I had never read a lot of these Thors from the John Buscema time period up until, as I said, 211, 212 were my very first issues. And over the years, of course, I've read all of the Jack Kirby stories, but I do have a gap. I have never really read the John Buscema stories from the end of Kirby all the way up to 211. All right, here's 292. And this was just a throw-in. And on WhatNot, it's just so easy to throw in a book, and all of a sudden your orders get way too big. Here is Sensational She-Hulk number 9. That was me getting in the She-Hulk bandwagon a little bit. Oh, just pick up another issue. It's just another issue you can spec on when the TV show comes out. Fantastic Four, this is the new series. Fantastic Four number 5. This is a Scotty Young cover here. And I might have to save this. I've been trying to pick up a few Scotty Young items to get signed. He's going to be at Third Eye Comics down in Annapolis, Maryland coming up pretty soon, and doing a signing, and I'm just trying to look for some decent books to get signed by him, and might have to pull that aside just to keep an eye on it. Let's see, this is an issue of Doctor Strange number 23. Again, I don't know, other than it's just a Doctor Strange issue, it's just a throw in this order. This was an interesting one. This is Batman 619, part of that Jim Lee classic Hush storyline, Jeff Loeb. I think this is a second printing of this, because I didn't remember this cover, but I went back and I believe it's the second printing. And then, I think if I remember right, the seller was doing a thing where if you were the big purchaser of the time period when they were doing the auction, that they would throw in a couple of different issues, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't stick around at the end of the show. I just went on to my business, and I guess I was one of the big buyers that day. But he threw in an issue of from Acclaim. This is Turok number 1. I don't think I've ever seen this particular comic. And then they had a variant of Eternals number 1. This is, that's a beautiful, seriously, cover there. But anyway, that's it. That's what I picked up from WhatNot recently, and from Facebook Marketplace. And so far, I've been impressed with some of the transactions that I've had from Facebook Marketplace. It won't discourage me from trying others, but to always be kind of cautious and make sure that you're getting your books and you're protected and things like that. So I guess I'm just weary, or not weary, just want to be warned that I don't want to be taken advantage of, just like anybody else doesn't want to be taken advantage of. So just kind of get into the pool, one step at a time, and eventually hopefully I'll be selling some of these books on there a little bit more frequently myself. It's just another avenue that you can sell without having the fees that you do on eBay or Shortbox or places like that. So anyway guys, I hope you like this video, and please leave a comment and hit a thumbs up, and we'll see you for the next video. Take care guys.